I'm a long, long way from home. It's a long, long road I'm on. And the angels hear me cry. They sing me a lullaby, a lullaby. There's a picture in my hand of a faded, smiling man, and the angels see me cry. They sing me a lullaby. They sing me a lullaby.
I'm here, everyone.
If you take these tears from me,
Am I here?
I will never.
I'm here. I don't know what's happening today. Is Mercury in retrograde or something? All right, everyone, here we go again. I see Tracy's here. At least I'm not entirely sure what's happening with this platform today, but we tried a moment ago and no one was here. So we're going to go ahead with this stretch class. Welcome to Restorative Repose, and we'll be here for the next 25 or so. We're going to stretch, we're going to engage. We need this, and again, like, very strange as to what just happened, but thankfully we're back. Tracy, at least you're here with me. I'm very happy. So I decided to integrate a chair into today's class to just give us a little bit more support and options for support. So please get your chair, your couch, or your countertop, whatever you need for support. All right, we're gonna begin facing the back of the chair with the chair facing away from us. We're just about hip folds distance away, so we can take that nice long hamstring stretch, bending your knees as much as you need to. We're gonna hinge forward, reaching through the crown of the head, tailbone lifts to the top, and then bend your knees and curl under to roll up. Yeah, especially since this week was a lot to jump right back into, so that's why I wanted to do this class again. So we're folding at a 90-degree angle, we're bending, and then we're rolling all the way up. Think of this as warming up your spine and your hips. Folding forward, stretching the backs of the legs, curl your tail under, breathe through your back to roll all the way up. Let's do this 3 more times. So your legs can stay as straight or as bent as they need to be. Reaching forward, bending your knees, curl to come up. And we will do 2 more. I said 3. Reach all the way forward. Good. Bend. Rounding through the spine to come all the way up, and then our last one is now folding forward. Bend your knees, stretch through your back, come all the way up, stand up tall, and then let's take our right foot forward to the chair in a little lunge. You can take it as wide as you need to. We'll rise up onto the back, or the toes of the back foot, and then press the heels down. With your pelvis here, think of a little tilt underneath so you can be really prioritizing length in front of your hips, and a little stretch in the back of your calves, yeah? Good. Hi, Joy. I have no idea what happened. I tried to stay with the class and I was like, they're literally not here. I saw them chatting before. Something's happening. So here we go again. Rise up and lower onto your heel and onto your toes. We'll do 1 more. Good. It was very strange. Let's shift your weight forward. We're gonna be on the front of your foot right here. Tracy's favorite stretch. We're gonna bend the knees, just roll onto the top of your foot. It's just a little stretch for the front of your ankle. As you straighten your legs, you can kind of push down through the top of the foot if you want to. If it's too crampy, just do what feels good for you right now. So just bending and stretching. And again, bending and reaching up through the crown of your head. We'll do one last one. Bend and stretch. And then let's just step that foot forward, shake it out if you need to, and take the other one backward. And again, lifting up through the front. Get in there, shirt. We're gonna rise up onto the ball of the foot and then reach. Oh, good, Tracy. Awesome. Yeah, I'm just poking fun. I know, it's not my favorite either. But those lower leg muscles, very important to stay mobile, especially all around the feet. Good. Rise up and then press down. We'll do last two. We're trying to hit all the joints and definitely the upper body today. We need it, right? Good. Let's bring it through. Just roll onto the front of your foot. You're trying to stay as tall as you can, just rolling, kind of pressing into the stretch on the front of the ankle. And then as I stand, I'm just keeping some pressure in my toes. So it's the oppositional energy of reaching down through my toes, lifting up through my hips that brings that stretch into a nice equal and opposite lengthen position. Good. Let's go one more time. All the way up. Excellent. All right. So from here, we're going to go ahead and flip the chair around. And I'd like you to, if possible, step one foot onto it. And then you're just going to heel toe the foot over to the other side. And then let that knee drop out. So from a front perspective, I'm doing this kind of a thing. And you've got the balance of the chair. It's a little hinge forward from your hip to get into a little outer hip stretch here. Good. And then we're gonna ground through the standing leg by bending our knee and then coming straight back up. So again, hinge forward, try to get that outer hip stretch. Bend your knee and stand back up. One more time. Hinge forward, bend your knee, stand back up, and then slide your foot to the center and just take a little longer hip stretch here. Again, you want to be really grounded through the chair. Obviously, you're not going to step your foot up onto a countertop unless you've got flexibility I don't know about, but just something that gives you a few options for level changes. Let's switch sides. So again, bring that foot up first. Heel toe, you could always do this on a table, something of that nature. Let that knee reach out and then hinge at your hip. Bend your knee and then grow up nice and tall. Hinge forward, deepening the stretch. Bend your knee. Lift up through your center. Hinge forward. And we'll do one more, bend the knee. And lift up through the center. Good. Bring it back to the center. Reach forward. See if you can get a stretch in the front of your hip. Good. And then we're going to step down off the chair and come down to our knees with our hands on the chair itself. So start by reaching to the back of your chair. You can widen your knees a little bit. You just want to be finding, you want to find, not be finding, the opposition with your hips reaching towards your heels and your hands reaching towards the back of the chair. If you have a really sturdy chair, you can kind of hang. If you trust yourself here, you can tilt the chair a little bit. So we're reaching back here and then we're going to curl up, rounding the back, pressing the hips forward, almost a little mini plank, and then hinge in the hips to reach back. Of course, you can do this with your hands on the mat. It's just a different stretch for the shoulders as you go back. So think about what's going to best serve you here and how you want to manage it. And hopefully that will help you out a little bit. I'm thinking of my hips kind of tugging at my arm muscles, underarms, Reaching my chest through my shoulders as I get a little warmer. Curling under. And come up. Now from here, we're gonna take our hands over to the right side of the chair. And again, I'm not depending on this too much. It's more of a tool than a crutch, but we're gonna shift back to the left with the hips. And ideally, my hope is that your left side gets a little bit of the stretch here. Same recovery, curl your tail under and press, and you can kind of do a little rotation looking back over your shoulder. And then hinge at your hips, fold at your hips, reach it back. You're taking it slow enough that you have control, that you can find the stretch you need. Curling under, that sometimes increases the stretch for me. And then adding a little eye focus backwards. Good. Tracy, I was gone for a couple days and I came back. Spider mites strike again. Anybody who has plants knows. They're tiny, you can't see them, you just know when they're there because your plants start dying. They're the bane of my existence. Let's go, one last one. Ooh. Good, curling under. And then we're gonna switch sides, of course. So take your hands over to the left corner and then send your hips to the right. And this is really one of the ones that I love and need the most. Curling under. Take a look over your left shoulder, and then again hinge and reach and stretch and curl. What's funny, Joy and Tracy, is I immediately went to Instagram because I knew you would both text me there if something went wrong. I was like, I need to find out what's going on with these people. Are you there? Good. Those of you who are tuning in, we had a little glitch on the live stream, but we're here and things look like they're working out well. So welcome, enjoy. Hinging back. Reaching forward. And we'll do one more time. Good. Reaching all the way up. So from here, we're gonna move the chair a little to the right, and then we're gonna take the left foot forward. Now, initially, it's just gonna be a stretch of your hip forward, hip stretch forward. So press forward and then tuck under. Yeah, plant care is not easy. You don't know what you're getting into at the beginning. And then I found myself researching, apparently you can buy mites that will kill the spider mites. I just don't know if I want to get into that whole situation. It's a little too much for me. Good. All right, so we're gonna hinge back now. Take your hand, same arm as bent leg, forward, and then just stretch back like so. And then as you come forward, just push your weight into that foot and maybe take a little twist and look backwards. So we hinge back. It's a little hamstring stretch, a little side stretch here. Yeah, the lack of moisture in the air is certainly a culprit. Good. But thankfully, business is really good for me right now, which means my plants don't get the priority. It's a give and take. And then reaching back, just two more. Try to find the flow in this movement where you're just kind of pulsing from one to the other. Last one. Good. All right, come all the way back up. And let's switch to the other side. Got that front foot forward, coming just into a little hip stretch to begin. Press your hips straight forward. Think of if you have headlights on your hip bones, they're just shining right ahead. You're just finding that center lift, so we're not collapsing down or trying to reach up in the stretch, just for that extra, really working on opposition today, yeah? And then we'll take our hands over to the side of the chair. Stretch back. And then as you come up, I'm just taking a little rotation of the upper back. So the goal here is to find the path of least resistance for you, which means the one that makes you or helps you move with ease from one thing to the next, which it just helps you not feel so bumpy and clunky, so to speak. And sometimes that's going to mean slowing down. Sometimes that's going to mean speeding up. It's really about finding the rhythm that helps you understand where you're going. And by the way, I know it's challenging to be on the knees for this long, but also it's a nice way to work on our knee strength without kind of doing tons of squats, you know? Good, last one. Little twist. Excellent. All right, one more little section on your knees. Of course, if you need to fold your mat or put a knee pad on, go ahead and do that. We're going to be in a forearm position on our chair for a little extra help. And from here, just find yourself in a stable place where you're balanced between the forearms and your knees. And then we'll take your right hand behind your head. You're going to aim your elbow to touch the forearm midway between your wrist and your elbow. So just kind of the middle of the forearm. And then press down and find your little rotation. So ideally, your hips are facing the ground still, and you're really prioritizing the rotation in your upper back, which is hard. So think about your shoulder blades. I'm gonna move my knees back a little bit. Think about your rib cage. You might feel a couple of clicks and clunks in there. And you might find also that your rotation is not as big as you want it to be when you start to really create the rotation in your upper back. I know that's the thing for me for sure. Good. Let's do one more. We're gonna open up, push down through that front arm, reach your other arm up, and just open your chest as much as you can. Good. Sweep it all the way down. And then let's actually take a rounded spine first. We want to just round it back. I'm almost hanging from the chair, just trying to get that stretch in that middle back, that hard to reach area. And coming forward, finding more of a flat back position, supporting yourself with that bent arm. Hand comes behind the head, elbow comes to the center of the forearm, midway between your wrist and your elbow, and then press down as you open. Good. It's super easy to rotate from the lower back. It's really easy to rotate from the rib cage. It is not so easy to rotate from the center of your upper back. Good. Working with breath can help, and just kind of like having a general sense of belief or faith that your back can move can sometimes be helpful. Let's do two more. These ones are tedious, but they do show up as very useful. Good. One more to open up the arm. Pressing down to lift up, reach it up, open your chest, stretch, stretch, stretch. Find that twist if you've got it. And then come all the way down. Elbows come to the chair, hinge at your hips, and just take a momentary stretch where you try to drop your chest through your shoulders for a moment. I like to rest my hands on the back of my head. It gives me a little bit of a deeper stretch around my chest and my underarms. Most of my weight's in my legs, my shins. Good, let's curl the tail under to roll up. And then release, come on up, and let's have a seat. I'm gonna stay facing sideward, ways for now. If you have a high-backed chair, this one is like admittedly not very stable, but we're gonna work with it. The back of the chair is really useful for this next exercise. We wanna keep our feet grounded. You wanna think of having really heavy legs, and you wanna make sure that you're not pushing through your legs to back bend. This is a spinal move. Your legs stay forward weighted, forwardly weighted, they stay here. Your back's going in the other direction. So support your head with your hands. Think of lifting your spine a little taller. So if I'm just kind of sitting, my ribs are resting on the chair. If I start to get taller, I'm thinking about my ribs kind of growing above the back of the chair, and then I'm gonna take a bit of a back bend up and over the chair, and then come back to center. Now, I'm using the chair as a feedback tool. I'm not pushing into it because I don't wanna fall, okay? So my weight's in my hips and my legs. I'm detailing this because I don't want you to fall. And also I know that this can be really beneficial, but if you don't get it in the right place, then it's not always a good feeling for you. So we want to grow up, bend back, think farther, 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 and then use your abdominal muscles. Slide your ribs towards your hips to bring yourself back to the front. We've got to kind of really figure this one out for ourselves in a way that helps us feel safe and, you know, just essentially supported. So lift, lean, back bend, reach, and press down through your hips. Slide your ribs to your hips to come back up. It is really quite an abdominal exercise if you let it be one. Big back bend. Pushing down. We'll do one more time. Here we go. Up and back. And then slide it forward. Good. From here, just lean forward. Let yourself rest on your legs for a moment. Breathe into your back like you had a turtle shell. Good. And then let's roll up to sit tall. We can slide forward a little bit more towards the front edge of the chair. We're going to take our arms all the way up, and we're going to come into a prayer position in front. This is a little take on yoga, but I love this twist. So keep your hands at the front of your sternum. Rotate towards your front leg, and then bring your elbow down onto your knee. So that's step one. Now, step two, we're going to press the top hand into the bottom hand to see if we can help the chest rotate a little bit more, so where your sternum is still trying to be in front of your hands. We're trying not to collapse the knees in either direction, but just rotating here. And now you've got the support of your hips against the chair, so you might feel confident enough to open up. If you're opening up, this bottom arm, pushes against your knees to open your chest, and if you can take your focus up, this is a nice way to get the chair pose twist without the leg work. Yeah, good. Now from here, take your hand and find the top of the chair. Ooh, I didn't know it was gonna be there. And then reach your other hand forward and take a little back bend here. Yes. Good. Let's come back all the way down, sliding that arm forward. Find your twist, reach it up. Find your prayer position. See if there's any more in that twist. See if you can come up through center and release. Let's let the arms come down. Set up for the other side. Big stretch up. Pull down in front of your chest. Rotate to the back leg. Place your elbow down on the back leg, and then first push your top palm into your bottom palm to see if you can find that extra twist. This might be just enough for you. If you want a little bit more, you can disconnect the arms, I should say, and reach up to the sky. Looking up to the sky can also be helpful. Feel the opposition between your hands. Find the chair with your top arm. Reach up and back as you go over. We're all going to feel these stretches a little differently. Let's come all the way back down. Find that opening and twist. Bring your hands together. Press through your feet to come up through center, all the way forward and lower down. Good. Let's hinge at the hips, reach forward, walk your feet in until you feel like you can stand on them, and just take a forward fold all the way over. Now from here, we're gonna bend your knees and come down just until you can touch. Just gently touch the chair and then lift your hips to come up. I'm trying to keep my torso very close to my legs, which is part of the challenge here for my hips. So bending, touching, lifting up. There we go. And one more. Good. Lifting all the way up, letting the head hang over. And then let's go ahead and roll through your spine to come up through the top. Just checking in with your posture, feeling how you are in that alignment. We're gonna turn the chair to face forward. Yeah. Elbow, can't get the elbow to the leg. So if you're unable to get your elbow to your leg, there's a couple of different things. One, you can bridge the gap with a block or a pillow, or two, you can just, oops, we did from here, you can just bend as far as you're able and then maybe put your forearm down, okay? So different aspects of stretching, but I like to show the intention of the elbow to the leg so that you can understand that that's where we're working towards, okay? So we're gonna go into a little eagle piece that is also from a yogic tradition, but also happens to be just like a really nice stretch for the shoulders. So I'll show you a couple of different ways. Start with your arms out. We're gonna slide your right elbow under your left. If that's impossible, come to a prayer position and then try to bring your elbows as close as you can. Your effort will be forearms together. If you've slid them under, then maybe you're under, and then just pressing the backs of the hands against each other. Or if you're able to twist and get your arms intertwined, that's another option for you. So again, we've got prayer, we've got here, or we've got wrapped, okay? Yeah. So from here, allow your shoulder blades to drop downward as much as you can. Kind of have to find that right lock. And we want to feel like the forearms are parallel to maybe the screen. So they're up and down, not forward if possible. They're bent into you. And to begin, let's just slowly drop the chin down. I'm going to get louder in the microphone here. Hopefully that's okay. So feel that as your shoulder blades slide down your back and your chin slides down to your throat, there's a tug or a pull in the middle of the back. We're going to keep the chin down and then slowly reach your fingertips up to the ceiling and just lifting your elbows as high as you're able to go, paying attention to when your body says stop, and then lowering those elbows down, sliding them back down to your chest. So just a little bit at a time, reaching up, feeling the shoulder blades separate a bit, the stretch between them, coming down. And we'll do two more. Last one. Good. As you come back down, recover your focus, untwist your arms, take your hands all the way back, open your chest, look to the sky, and then release all the way down. All right, let's try the other side. Bring your arms out to the side. Slide left under right, prayer under, or a little twisty twist. And then just pause there. Find your position. Want to try to have those forearms pointing straight up to the sky. Chin drops down. Just breathing to start. Your arms will most likely want to gravitate away from you. Try to keep them nice and close. And then from here, we're going to lift the elbows to reach your fingertips to the sky. And then pull down. And you can feel that with one arm under, there's a little more intensity on the opposite shoulder. And then as we switch, the opposite happens, hopefully. And again, this is a technique. This is an exercise. So it's not, it's not a given that everybody just falls into it easily. But the ask is that you try to figure it out for yourself. You choose the thing that makes sense to you. Good. Last one up, all the way down, recover, take your arms open, whoa, big stretch here. And then lower your arms all the way down. Let's shoulder roll a couple times just to shake it out. Good. So we're gonna go into the neck a little bit. So the first one we're gonna do is a TMJ. Stretch for the jaw, and then we're going to do some neck and shoulder, and we'll be done for the day. So take your tongue and place it to the roof of your mouth like you're saying the letter N, okay? Your tongue stays up at the roof of your mouth, pressed up there. We start with the mouth closed. You keep the mouth closed, and then you're gonna slowly open your mouth with your tongue at the roof of the mouth. If there's a click, then you stop. If there's a click, and you start over again. We're just gonna do it 4 times, all right? So start with the tongue at the roof of your mouth. It's gonna be hard for me to talk and do it at the same time. So your tongue's up here, your mouth is closed, and then we just open the mouth, open the jaw without opening your lips apart. So it looks like this. Now it's 1. Keep the tongue at the roof of your mouth, keep your mouth closed the whole time. One more. Okay, that's a little stretch for these guys, a little activator. Now we're gonna take your left ear to your left shoulder and just let your arms hang down. And then take your right arm and reach it slightly away on the diagonal. Think about the opposition between your fingertips and your ear, pulling in 2 different directions. And then we can take the left hand and just place it on top, give a little gentle pressure down, just to enhance the stretch that's already happening, not to bring it into a whole new thing. Breathe. Good, and then allow your chin to rotate downward and take your hand on top of your skull. And it's that same oppositional reach as you bring your chin down towards your left shoulder and you reach your right arm away. And I'm almost kind of feeling like I'm pulling my head that way versus pushing it down. So I want those traps to be stretching. I don't want to pull my head off. Good. Let's release your head, bring it down to the center, and then bring it all the way up. All right, my last one is another awkward neck stretch, but man, does it work. So step by step, we're gonna turn the head to the left. You wanna tilt your head backwards, so you're listening with your left ear to the back of your left shoulder. So we turn, tilt, and then lift your chin as high as you can go. So the stretch should be on the opposite side of the neck, but the way to get it a little bit deeper is if you take your jaw and you act like a little Pomeranian with an undershot. So you take your jaw, lower jaw beyond your upper jaw. It's weird as hell, I know, but it actually works. So step 1, turn. Step 2, tilt. Step 3, lift the chin. And step 4, jut your jaw out. And your stretch is right there. And release, come back to center. I know it's the weirdest stretch ever, but like these scalene muscles, we don't get to them very often. We like to stretch the traps, but there's ones up front too, underneath the big strappy ones that really need some attention. So let's go to the other side, finishing up. Ear to shoulder. Oh, right? Reach down. I don't know if anybody felt that. What I forgot is that on Monday we used the weights, and then on Wednesday we used them again. So there's a lot of tension today. All right, take your opposite hand. And again, I'm not pushing down, the arrow is out. I'm kind of lengthening the distance between the two. There's a different sort of pressure there. Yeah, Tracy, it's natural to overthink. I mean, I'm showing you where the stretch would go, but you know, just remember that your wisdom of your body will figure it out. It's figuring it out all day. So when it comes to an exercise, trust yourself and see if you can, but I really also appreciate the questions that you're asking. It's always good to ask those questions. All right, we're gonna rotate your chin down to your right shoulder. Just gently slide your head over on top. Look for that bump on the back of your head, maybe where your ponytail might be if you had one. I don't. And then again, pull in opposition. Think of the diagonal that you're creating. Reaching that arm back. These are great desk stretches to do. Spending any time at the computer. Draw your chin in again. All right, let's release, come back through the center. We'll do that little scalene Pomeranian stretch is what I call it. So we rotate, head over. You listen with your right ear to the back of your left shoulder. You lift your chin at the train that's passing us by. I hope no one can see me. And then you jut out your bottom jaw.
It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in.
Good, and release, come back to center. All right, the last one that's a little weird but also feels very good. Close your mouth and use your tongue to draw a circle around your lips. I know it's gonna feel weird, but oh my God, just all these muscles in here, okay? So close your mouth, start at the top right here, push your tongue into your lips. Relax. Let it go. We're gonna do the opposite circles, okay? Here we go. Close your mouth. Push your tongue up here. Relax. This ought to get more YouTube views, right? All right, everyone. Let's go ahead and stand up. Just shake it out. We really prioritized upper body, neck, and mouth today, jaw, as we worked a lot of it. Remember, next week's classes start us out with our 20-minute format. We have 1 week of 20-minute classes, rebounding on the trampoline, weights and mat in the center, and stretch on Thursday, recovery on Thursday. The following week will be 30-minute classes. We go 45, and then we go a full hour for the full week. Then we back off to 20. The idea on the programming that's happening over the first quarter of this year is that we're going to be slowly upping the intensity with a lot of options for you. So we're doing it from a strength training mentality. My lips are all, and that is coming from you, your certified, soon to be board certified health coach, your certified personal trainer, your certified Pilates teacher, and a slew of post and pre-rehab exercises coming your way. I'm an expert in the smaller things, and I'm an expert in program design. So if you show up regularly, you're going to get the opportunity that allows you to build strength over a period of time instead of just getting a workout in. We want to get rid of the mindset that just says get the workout in. Movement is wonderful, but if you're going to work out, let's focus on getting to a place that gets you a little stronger, a little more mobile, a little more able and capable in your world, in your life. All right. Have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for rolling with me through the tech glitches. Hopefully we'll be back online easily next week. Big love. Don't forget to watch classes over the weekend. Get those views up. See you soon.